Patty, tell me why slow-mo and the history of that song.
So Lucas here writes a lot of the arrangements and the riffs for our songs, and the vibe of that one, of slow-mo, was not something that we'd really attempted before, and I think there was just so much space for me to really tell a story and like not be right on the rhythm and do a melodic thing. It just gave me a lot of space to really feel the emotion of the tone of that guitar, and so it ended up being kind of about a codependent sort of relationship that I was in a long time ago. I think that really comes through in the music video too, that it's about like taking those awful times and like making it a part of you and then turning it into something beautiful through art.
Tell me about the two beside you. Who are they and how'd you meet them?
Well, I'll start with Lucas here. Lucas Powell, he plays guitar and he writes a lot of the music for the Mayhaps, and he also does a lot of the audio production and sound side of things for us. And we met, 2016, working at the airport Starbucks, which is a great place to work if you want to think about anywhere else in the world you could possibly be, because people are passing through all the time. And then we found Alec, 2019? In the streets. Yeah, so we branded ourselves as the world's tiniest rhythm section because we're very small, but we pack a lot of punch. We were playing with Winnow when we met as their rhythm section. I was playing bass and he was on drums, and I was like, this guy's weird and he plays really well. I think I'm gonna steal him. And then I did. And now we live together in Nashville.
Speaking of bass, you are, I love Geddy Lee and what you do with Rush. How did you, that to me is just, I love that. How did that happen? Your love and working on a tribute band to Rush.
Yeah, that's Rush is quite a journey in my life, actually. They came into my life when I started getting into the devil's lettuce, as it were, marijuana cigarettes. And I was probably about 19 years old. Don't do drugs. And I just didn't know you could do that with music. When I was listening to it, was Permanent Waves was the first album that I heard by them, and I think Spirit of Radio is the first track on that, and I'd never heard anything like that before in my life. And then I got really into them, saw them once live on the Clockwork Angels tour at Van Andel Arena, and I named my dog Geddy Lee, and I ended up getting into the bass guitar because we couldn't find a bassist that wasn't already booked. And most bassists in our experience are not very reliable people. And I said, well, I'm not very reliable either. I'll play the bass. So, so that kind of turned into an exploration of Rush in itself too. And then when I was working on my first EP, Oracle Bones, the engineer at the studio I was working at was a huge Rush fan, and he's my bass mentor. And he actually recorded our single, Spill, which we're gonna play here in the elevator in a few minutes. And anyway, so we started a project called Catch the Fish, which is a reference to Tom Sawyer, the live version when they would have a fish on stage. It's a whole thing. Anyway, so I would play with that band, and I did a promo video for one of our shows with Catch the Fish, where I was playing Closer to the Heart on my ukulele, which I was going to play Spirit of Radio, and I didn't like how that arrangement was working out, so I learned the riff for Closer to the Heart on the ukulele really quick, did the video, and it's like probably one of the biggest things I've done in my career since. It just really hit people in the heart when Neil Peart passed away like 3 years ago. That video just kind of got spread around the community, and eventually Why Not found me through that long process of my appreciation of Rush. And
what do you think of the elevator?
I'm actually scared of elevators. So, I mean, it's not like,
we knew
I just
that.
don't trust them.
We knew that.
Yeah.
And something bad is going to happen during the performance.
Well, you're in it.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's me that has to go.
How do people reach you? How do people get a hold of you and book you and follow you?
Yeah, so we're actually with Black Oak
Let's
Artists.
point to the hat. Voila.
Thank you for modeling. So we're with Black Oak Artists now, and our agent is Regine Erickson, and she's been great. We just signed up with them in August, And that has been a huge help to our little DIY family here, to have somebody that we trust who's organized and communicative. And if you just go to pattypershayla.com, all of our links are there, and her information is there as well.
Well, welcome, have fun.
Yeah, thanks for having us.